you won't forget that there's anything called ASU, because I will ensure that financial autonomy goes to the university. I will ensure that universities are well funded. You must have noticed that when I went to America, the last 10 days that I spent in America, that I had an agreement with the historical black university and colleges to come and assist Nigerian University. At least 2,000 American professors will come to Nigeria on sabbatical, on exchange, to try to help us build our university. Because if ASU is not on strike, they don't have enough equipment to produce quality graduates that we expect. So I'm already working on that. My campaign is funded by members of my party, ordinary people. It's funded by me as well. It's funded by other people contributing. You can see that most of the things we do, they're not expensive things. Like coming to this show now is free of charge. It only cost me the fuel I put in my car to come here. So it's different for somebody who is going to have dedicated coverage or they're following all over the place. So you will see that we manage how we do our posters and billboards. We don't do things overboard, so that the cost of financing the campaign is not above our capacity. Then in that case, we start to look for the second question we call Godfather. Unfortunately for me, I'm one particular person who's not that lucky. All my godfathers are dead. People like Aminu Kano, for example, if he was alive, he would have been my godfather, and I probably would have taken Michael Opara as a godfather because some people I emulate. I would have taken Aminu Kano, Michael Opara. I probably uh, will have taken Mbonu Ojiki, and people like that who believe that government should serve the people. Those are my godfathers. If I had a godfather, I would not be running, because the people who will have been godfather are the people running against me now. So the fact that we are running against each other shows to you that I don't know them. I don't care very much for their leadership. So, and there's no way we can fail in our mission. There's no way we can turn, because what we are saying is what we have been doing. You can look at my life, everything I'm saying is what I've been doing. And I'm not saying there are many popular things I could say that I'm not saying. So I only say things which are consistent with my character, consistent with my belief. So I don't need to win the election by saying things I'm not going to do. Everything I put in front of you are things which I believe the country needs, and I have been practicing, and I believe that many Nigerians will find conducive to contribute to. So I don't see us disappointing the people at all.
How do we make you accountable to your electoral promises in case you fail?
Well, that we can't fail. That was you can guarantee that we cannot fail, because the things that we are saying are modest things. Nigeria is such a great country, a big country, that should be thinking of big things now. I've left those big things. I'm dealing with basic things. For example, how can you fail in ensuring that you kill bandits? You have to kill them or they'll kill you. So that one is not an option. How do you fail in eradicating Boko Haram? Are you going to have them in the country for 30 years? Even the Nigerian Civil War, we won it against proper army, legitimate people. Don't talk of these people who are just pure national criminals and domestic criminals. We should be able to do that. We can't fail in that. If you fail in that, basically one should resign. That anybody who is not able to defeat Boko Haram within a reasonable time has no business staying in government. You should let someone else come and do it. It's not that they are so big, it's because they have a way of penetrating a government. And this government has been penetrated. So they are kind of comfortable with Boko Haram, because Boko Haram is making money, they are making money. Bandits making money, they are making money. So they're like kind of long distance business partners. So if you are able to remove that element, and Nigerian army, they went to Liberia, go and see the record. They went to the Congo. Congo is far away. They go and see them in Mogadishu. That's why we have Mogadishu barracks in Abuja. The Nigerian army is a very formidable army. If they are properly led, and they are not sabotaged, and they are not turned to toys that people are making money on top of their head, they will wipe the bandits out of West Africa, not only Nigeria. I know they can do it. So I can't fail in that. How can I fail in keeping ASU in school? I can't fail in that. How can I fail in getting food for people to eat? In a country where one person alone is stealing 300 billion, and there are thousands of him like that. So I don't think where 80% of our crude is stolen and the government is still there. So if I just stop that alone, I'll have enough money to fulfill my obligation. So I don't see failure as an option at all.
Biodun Oniteri also says, What makes you different from other political leaders and politicians?
It's for the uh, it's for the public to know that. All I know is that one, five things must define you. You must not be in politics for yourself. There must not be anything personally attracting you inside the place. You just come in like a firefighter. It's not coming to steal your stove. It's not coming to steal your money. It's coming to put out fire. So that's what attracts me to government, number one. Number two, I'm not looking for glory. I'm not looking for anything. So when I'm in office, I do according to my conscience and according to the law. If I win second term, so be it. If I don't win, so be it. If I go in now, many things I'm saying are things which I believe in. So if you stick to that, thirdly, government is not that easy. You need competencies, you need knowledge, you need to know how things are done. You just don't come in because you happen to be hugging around politicians and they give you an appointment. You go and take it. You don't say because, oh, I've been praying to be president. It's my life, childhood dream. You go and find something else to do because the job is tough. You have to do it. You have to read a lot. You have to understand things. You have to have the energy. So competence is one of the things that I think many don't have. Fourth is the fact that I have solutions. Some know how to win elections, but they don't have solutions. So they think if I get in, I'm going to get technocrats, get this, get that. You need to have ready-made solutions of your own. If you are going to hire people to work for you, there's a vision that you have. Then lastly, you have to have character. Many people know the right thing to do, but they won't do it because they will say, I don't want to offend my friend. Oh, I don't want to, it favors my people. Oh, I can make money out of it. Oh, I don't want to expose somebody. So you have to have character because in the end, what will be left is you, God, and your conscience. And if you have character, you have the ability to stare the devil in the eye and the devil will blink first. That's when you can be president because it's not an easy place to be. That's why many people look like they are wise. When they get in there, they look completely foolish. You're asking, what happened to this person? They don't have the strength of character for the enormity of decisions they need to take. And that place is a place of taking decisions. A president of Nigeria takes at least 6,000 decisions every week. 6,000 every week, not every month, every week. And each of it is life threatening. Each of which is critical to the economy. Each of which is critical to your safety. So you need to have that. It's not a place for decoration. It's not a place for glorification. It's not a place for chieftaincy title. It's not a coronation. It's a place hard. You know how wise Lincoln was, and he said that the presidency is a lonely place. It's a place where sometimes the only thing you have left is to be on your knees and weep to God. Why am I here? So it's not a place where waving at children and go to Eagle Square and soldiers march in front of you and your wife will wear dress and you're waving. That's the 1% of the time. 99% of the time you look at yourself and say, what is this now? So this is what you did when you are selecting a president. Understand what the president needs to do and see why the last few have not been able to do these things. And use that one in making your choice. That's what I advise.
All right. Ade Alabi says, what's your plan on putting an end to increase in foreign debt? Borrowing, borrowing, borrowing.
Whether it's foreign debt, whether it's domestic debt, a debt is a decision. You have to, first thing you do is stop borrowing more. Two, understand the one that has been borrowed. Nigerian debt, maybe we'll have a session on that. Every penny of Nigerian debt, I know why. I know, so debt, I understand debt quite well. The problem with our debt is basically that they are money majorly borrowed for waste and for stealing. In fact, it's an unnecessary debt because Nigeria borrows money that it has already. Nigeria borrows money it doesn't need. Nigeria borrows money that it doesn't want to use for anything. That is where the problem of debt comes from. Ideally, we start lying from the beginning that we don't have money that we have. The first lie government people will tell you that the government has no money is a lie. Government has a lot of money. Between the time I entered this studio and now, the Nigerian government has earned billions. Even at midnight, the Nigerian government earns billions. Nigeria makes money from everywhere. You don't know. If you are sleeping and an aeroplane from other country fly over Nigeria, they pay. Just for flying over, they pay money. If a ship is going to Ghana, passes through our water, they pay. There's money everywhere. So that is why many people are hanging around people. You see, if the president is going, you wonder, why are 70 people following him? Each one is following him to keep the money they are making. Or they send their representative to be inside there, so that when they are discussing, they say, don't touch that file. So Nigeria is making a lot of money. And I will ensure that all this money is put in a big basket, all of us can see. I'm not saying that people who are making money from government should not make money, but we must first know that you are making the money and why you're making the money. And if there's a contract backing it, we don't mind, but we need to know. You cannot be saying I'm a businessman, I'm a private sector, I'm not in government, whereas your entire life for the past 40 years is surviving on government money, and you have carved one corner for yourself that people don't know that you are connected. But when election comes, you bring underground money and rig the election and put people there and continue to suppress the revenue and collect the money. That I'll put an end to. Even if I'm serving as president for 3 hours, that's not enough achievement for me. So that Nigeria can know that stop lying against yourself that you're from a poor country. You are from a very rich country. The British Prime Minister said, David Cameron, that the amount of money stolen out of Nigeria in 1 year, if it's stolen out of Britain, the country will cease to exist. Britain will be wiped, the United Kingdom will be wiped off the map. The amount of money they steal in Nigeria, if they try that in the UK, that country will not exist again. That's what he said. So I know that there's money in government, and you will see that when you want to import goods, no dollar. When you want to go to school, no dollar. But when you want to do election, dollar comes to Eagle Square. Dollar goes to National Stadium. Dollar everywhere. So the amount of dollar in Nigeria that is not accounted for is not less than 2 trillion. $2 trillion. What is our foreign reserve? It's less than 50 billion. So we need to understand that, and those are the things that I'm coming to deal with. If we deal with it, the rich, the poor, the old, the young, everybody's body will chill, everybody will be calm. Because now, even these people are still in this body, they are tired. Because they are getting old, they can't bring the body out, they are pretending the body is not there, and every day they make more, unless EFCC stumbles on them, because before EFCC will catch you, you have to almost go in front of them and say, see me, catch me, catch me. You see, because they have the amount of, when the EFCC was set up, whoever set it up, I think Obasanjo also, did not know the depth of criminality. Just assume that if I set up one agency and set up ICPC, and just by checking, the depth of theft is so deep that at least you need 3 times the amount of work that EFCC is doing to be able to catch. And you need to take them out of political control. There are a number of things I'm going to do and put systems in place where law enforcement is not the only method of preventing corruption.
Well, let me
change your processes, you're part of it too.
There are quite a number of questions still coming. Dakute Groups. Sir, how many states have your party covered for your campaigns come 2023 that can enable you win the 2023 election?
0, because campaign has not started. Campaign will start on September 28th. So we have done 0 campaign, but we are active on the field in all the local government and all the wards and all the polling units. But we are not allowed to campaign. That's why you are seeing me now. I've never said that statement, vote for me. I've never said it because it's not lawful to say so now. We're just exchanging ideas. We're just talking about the problem of the country. We're just interacting, and we are working very hard. We have the same chance as any other party. The only difference between us and others that makes it a little difficult for us is that we're not going to give anybody money. We don't have money to buy votes. We're only going to go there and canvass the point and let you see what is happening in your country, and for you to think about your life, think about your children, think about your country, and make a right choice. So that is the only hard work we have to do.
In economic solutions, in economics, that's the name. What strategy do you have in place to unite and unify the country, seeing that the current crop of leaders have planted discord among Nigerians?
There are 3 ways to unite the country. you have to do your head of state function very well. The head of state is like the Queen of England, he is the father of all. So in that, the presidency has three manifestations. You are President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. So that means you are the head of state. You are president, you are also the commander in chief of the armed forces. You run the armed forces, you are our chief warrior. Three, you are also the chief executive. You are the one to manage all our resources, human, material, and all of that. So that head of state function, they've not been playing it because they play politics with everything. They think of how do I get vote? Who voted for me? Who didn't vote for me? Who is in my religion? Who is from my region? So if you play that head of state where every religion is yours. So as Nigeria president, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I'm Hausa, I'm Igbo, I'm Yoruba, I'm Ibibio, I'm Efik, I'm everything. So I am everything a Nigerian group is, I'm also same way. So the same way I will pay attention to Islamic things, same way I'll play to Christian, same way I'll play to Ahmadiyya worshippers, Guru Maharaji, anybody who is a Nigerian or a group in Nigeria, I'm like them. So when they are coming, they should feel at home with me. They should feel like I'm part of them. When I leave office, I can go back to my personal preference. But as head of state, I am the father of all, and I'm involved in all. That's number one. Number two, use institutions to unite people. Institutions that could unite us. In those days, if you work in NEPA, you are all children of NEPA staff. You go to NEPA staff school, you use staff bus. You share things in common. The same thing for
Police.
police, army, everything. These things that could unite us, they kill them. So I need to bring them back. Three, I will get used to making sure that everybody in Nigeria is in a state of equilibrium. Don't take everything and give to one small group, and they'll be rubbing pepper in the eye of the rest. Everybody will be tense. So those are the three things you need to do. Ensure that you are open to everyone. So if my church is going to expel me, but if they are doing Oshun Festival somewhere, I'll go because I'm president of Nigeria and they are part of my people. If they go to the mosque, I will go because I'm a Muslim, because I'm a president of Muslims. I'm a Christian because I'm a president of Christians. I'm Igbo. So if I will attend a meeting. If they are doing Yam Festival, I will go. I am part of them. I will carry my offer in my hand. I will do whatever they do. So that you give a sense of belonging to everybody. And then you see that there's a spread around you. Around you, when the president is going, everybody in the country will see somebody who exactly represents them in the presidency. That way, you know that you belong. Then institutions that will unite us together, I will build them to see that we have common enterprises we are doing together. And lastly, I will ensure justice, because injustice is the greatest problem of Nigeria. And justice is the cheapest article in the market.
All right, Obi, maybe we'll just take one question from you because we're gradually winding down. Obi, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here, sir. One more question
Okay.
is in diaspora or in Nigeria, what can you do to address the situation of international passport? And I think corruption have overtaken the system, both in diaspora. It will take you up to 6 months or 1 year for you to get your passport. And some of the Nigerians overseas, like in Dubai sometime, they couldn't renew their passport and some of them were fired from their jobs. In Italy, my little brother that stays in Italy, sometimes it took him more than a year for him to renew his passport. Here in the United States, my wife was planning to come home with me this Xmas, but after applying, I can't get an appointment until next year, February. If you look it online, you will see. What are you going to do to stop all this problem? And every other
There
country,
are four,
go ahead.
there are four things I'm going to do. Number
Say that
one,
again.
you need There are 4 things you need to
Four
do.
things.
4 things.
Okay.
One, we need to, sometimes the problem we have is the jacket. Because they produce jacket, I think, from Malaysia or somewhere now. Sometimes it's personalization. You have a problem with personalization. So and they signed a contract that's a little complicated. Many governments have tried to give it to Nigerian Mint. So we'll work out an arrangement where first we produce a lot of jackets, and the personalization is easier done because with a little more investment, you can do a lot of personalization. But I'll give you a face safe. I will arrange with ICAO. If you look at some countries now, they are eliminating paper passports. So you can have a passport card. As a US citizen, you will know that there's also a card they give to you if you go to Canada. You have that
That's
card.
correct. That's
Yeah,
correct.
so that card, if you have that card, you to come to Nigeria will never be a problem. So once you apply for your passport, we give you that card. That card is what you use. You know, if you go to DMV in America and some places, the day you register, they give you a paper that serves as your temporary license. Then they will
That's
mail the
correct.
proper license to your house. So that's the system we need to do. So once you are a Nigerian, ICAO will advise all airlines that if a person is a Nigerian and shows that citizenship card, he can come back to Nigeria whether he has a passport or not. But for those who need it for Vienna Convention purposes, consular purposes, because, for example, you can use a card to come to Nigeria. But if you want to go to Mexico or Cancun for holiday, and you have only Nigerian passport, if you go to them, they may say, "What is this?" So ICAO will advise them that airlines should take it, and they will accept. So that's one second way to deal with it. The third way to deal with it is to allow you to do personalization online, which is a technology they can have. It's called integrated administration, in which case you can go to Atlanta or Houston or New York or Washington, because Nigeria has 4 centers in America. You can go to them and start from the beginning and finish. Because with electronic signature, you can approve it from here. So that we are going to deal with clearly. So you'll be able to. Fourth is that if you notice in the US they have data centers you can go to, where you can go and do your fingerprinting. You just have to be done by the government. You can go anywhere. So you need to sign more of those contracts where you can go to any fingerprinting facility in your country and do that data capture. You just need to plug it into the back end of our integrated visa system and integrated immigration system. So that the idea you go to the embassy, they say, where the data capture machine is faulty. No, you can go anywhere in the world, go to any data acquisition center. You can go to them. I don't want to mention their name so that they won't charge for advert here. If you go to any of them, you can wherever you are in America, wherever you are in the UK, wherever you are in Europe, wherever you are in Asia, they have these centers everywhere. All we need to do is to plug in. You go there, they do the data capture. For FBI uses them, and if FBI can use them for fingerprinting, why should the country not use them? So you use them, you go there, you do the acquisition, you bring all your data out, arrest record, whatever. Once you do fingerprinting, then you pay them a little fee, which is embedded in the cost. So it will be done.
How about the unreceipted money that they collect in the embassies to expedite it? Immediately you do all the necessaries online. They still collect unreceipted money. Corruption.
You have found a solution to it. You see, there are 2 problems with the unreceipted money. One is that the unreceipted money is the reason why they create hold up. Because if they don't create the hold up, then you have no reason to pay. So they know you have a new baby, you are going home, you have a funeral, you have a wedding, you have something to do, you are going home. So they will put you under tension so that you can pay with $30. That's number one. Number 2 is that their supervisors, some of these people in the embassies, they pay bribe before they are posted to some places. So they themselves are trying to recoup some of the money that they paid to be posted to this, what they call lucrative, which I call criminal enterprises that they go and do. So they pay money. So because they pay money, then their supervisors don't have, they just close their eyes. Thirdly, the embassies, government sometimes doesn't send money to them. And because some of them cannot pay rent, for those who have the building, some have building, they cannot maintain it. They cannot do basic consular services. So the government also, at the ministry level, kind of allow them to be generating little money here and there. And when you give them that little window to generate some money on their own, they will use it to kill the citizens that they're serving. So I will abolish all of that. I will ensure that you don't get to pay money before you get posted anywhere. Consular money is sent to the embassies on time. I can tell you, if you go to the Minister of Foreign Affairs now, the minister will tell you that some claims that are 2 or 3 years old have not been played out till now. I've been a guest at many of our embassies. They will receive me as a VIP, and they will tell you, look, we came to pick you at the airport. I used my personal money to buy the fuel. They've not paid me since. I have a friend of mine who was an ambassador. He was using his personal money to pay rent because he was too embarrassed that he couldn't pay the rent of the mission. So all those things make them to now, whatever domestic problem we have at home is exactly the problem they have overseas. I was just giving an illustration when I had my Twitter space that I went to Washington, D.C., and I was talking to the ambassadors and the missionary. I went to State Department talking to people, and they were telling me all the problems that my embassy has, all the problems that each ambassador has up to now. And all these problems are the reasons why Nigeria cannot represent itself well. Someone like you who is overseas, you are supposed to be an honorary ambassador to Nigeria, for Nigeria. Because in your community where you are, if you have anything that's beneficial to Nigeria, you can call the embassy, they will come over there. If there are problems, Nigerians are highly influential overseas. And additional thing I'm going to do is that you are going to be able to vote wherever you are in the diaspora. You will be able to vote because you are carrying almost 40% of our foreign income into this country. The labor, the work that you do, you remit the money home. You are competing. So even currently now, you who are overseas remit more money than NNPC. So you should be able to vote wherever you are. So that authority should be there. You should be able to vote for the election anywhere you are in the world as a Nigerian overseas, just like citizens of other countries are doing. All you need to do is I will amend the law to ensure that you can mail it to the embassy, you can vote electronically, you can do many things to make sure that you have a voice in the country. And that will encourage more people to come home.
Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.